Howdy, it's Thomas Redmond, yet again. We are on artist number 5. So, I listen to Christopher Dylan Herbert, who is a baritone, just like myself. Hello. And he was singing some Handel. And particularly, he was singing the aria I'm doing this semester. I think it's helpful to, when you're doing these artist logs, if you can find someone who's singing your songs, I think you'll get more out of it than just listening to someone sing a song maybe you're not working on but that you know. I mean, it's easier to talk about, I think, because you're going through a process and you're watching someone who's completed a process. Just some food for thought. He's performing live in this video in front of a crowd, so I'm assuming he's thought of everything he needs to do in order to convey the message in the psalm of the Oratorio. So, if y'all haven't been watching my videos and you don't know what this song's about, essentially, it's a psalm in the second part of the Messiah, and it's just talking about basically the aftermath of Jesus' ascension, that he's, being viewed now by either people who believed in him or people who didn't, that he now dwells in heaven. So anyway, enough chit-chat about that, because I already made a video on that. This guy does a very good job at, I think on the performance side of oratorio singing. It's kind of something I've been trying to wrap my head around, because you're supposed to stand there with your binder, but you're also not supposed to, dig your head into it. And I've had an experience doing something similar with the Te Deum solo and choir last semester, and I really can't think about what I was doing, like to where I could tell someone, well, I was doing this, because it was just one of those moments where you're kind of in the zone and you don't really think about that sort of stuff. But if I were to have a student one day, I'd want to tell them, yeah, if you're in an oratorio, use this guy as a good reference, because his name's Christopher Dylan Herbert. He has the binder. Let me get my binder. Right about here. And he does a lot of good facial expressionism, which I don't think you would want to sing an oratorio like da 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 da. He's looking like this. Thou art gone up on high, thou art gone up on high, thou hast led captivity captive. Like he looks more into it. And I think when we get into the habit of holding a binder sometimes, we go into choir mode and we sort of just zone out. And when you're in an oratorio, you are the voice for like very, very dear words that have held their own through the tests of time, and that these words are pretty important, and if not important to you personally, then historic. And I don't think that's a time to not look interested or try to convey something to people. You're there to be both a performer but also an informer, and I think he does a good job of selling that role of an oratorio singer, which is a niche field, I've learned. So, and also his technique's just fantastic. He has very easily understandable words, not just because they're in English, but he's getting through his phrases with a completely engaged tank, I would say. His intercostals are probably expanded, and he's spinning the air up until the very end of his phrases. And he's thinking towards the end. He's not thinking, okay, I have this high note, and then whatever happens next, we'll see. And that's a mature version of a singer right there. And also, his crisp consonants are also great. And, I'm running into more of those people where, everything just sounds great. But it's worth mentioning what they do well. So that's probably enough for this video. Again, his name's Christopher Dylan Herbert, and he's a baritone. You can find him on YouTube. I'll put his name in the description. Hope y'all enjoyed. See you around.